Hey guys, what's going on tonight? Welcome to another edition of K Cards Baseball. Hopefully, you all are doing well tonight on this Thursday evening, or Wednesday evening, I guess, not Thursday yet, wherever you might be out there. Tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do an auction preview of three different years. We're going to do 1975 tops, 1973 tops, and 1972 tops. And again, all these cards will be going on sale on Facebook probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. If I get time to do it tonight, I'm going to try and get it in tonight. But otherwise, they will be on the Vintage Baseball Card site on Facebook, as we've talked about before. That is the site that I sell all of these cards. So if you haven't gone over there to check that out yet, it's a pretty cool site. Um, they always have really good auctions going on sale. So if you're interested in vintage cards and you haven't take that deep plunge into the vintage card market, that is the best way to do it. I would recommend it highly over eBay or any other source out there. Would strongly recommend it. Again, these cards will be on sale either, like I said, either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tonight. We'll have to see, but they'll be definitely on sale. Before we get started on that, I wanted to address a couple of comments that were brought up during the last auction preview I did. I think I did one on 1977 and 1978 tops with some individual cards, and there were some comments made on that video about the way that I basically took care of the cards. I went back and looked at it, and at the beginning of the video, I probably didn't handle the cards the best. Sometimes when I'm doing this video, honestly, I get a little bit nervous, and I'm always a pretty fidgety guy, so I always have to have something in my hands or something to hang on to. So I was kind of playing with the cards a little bit and that type of thing, and some people took offense to that. Whatever, there's not much I can do about that. But just to let you know, one person brought up, well, you need to have the cards protected and put in sleeves, and you shouldn't, it's a bad image if you don't do that. Well, on the Vintage Baseball Card site where I sell these cards, I cannot have any of the cards in sleeves when I take the pictures and submit the pictures through the Facebook or through the Vintage Baseball Card site. So before I sell the product and take the pictures and make this video, I take them out of sleeves and then I immediately put them back into sleeves after this video is done and the pictures are posted and whatnot. Obviously, the protection of the cards and taking care of the cards is the most important thing to me. On top of that, when I'm making this video, if I had the cards in sleeves, and I can put one in sleeves, the glare from the light would basically shine off the plastic and would make it very hard to tell what kind of condition the cards are actually in. And also some of these, you can see some of these holders and whatnot are scratched and stained, and as well as the little penny sleeves. They have scratches and whatnot on them, and if you're trying to look at the quality of the card through plastic, usually those scratches and whatnot from the plastic can be interpreted to be actually on the card when they might not be. So they want to see the cards in their most natural form, which is out of the sleeves and before we take pictures and submit them online. So that is why I take them out of the sleeves. Like I said, after I take pictures of them and that type of thing, then they go right back in the sleeves and they're protected. And on top of that, also, a lot of these cards are all the preview auctions that I do are not my cards. These are cards that I sell for other people that have collections that are interested in liquidating them, getting rid of them, and getting as much money as I can get for them for the individual person that owns these cards. These cards that I've been displaying are selling a lot lately are from one collector, and you got to think about it this way. These cards from the early 70s, these cards were owned by children that were 8 to let's say 12 to 13 years old at the time. And when I was that age, when I had my baseball cards, I used rubber binders around the edges. You can see the 75 air in here, the 74 highlights. You can see all these edges are all chewed up. Well, that's usually from rubber bands that we wrapped around the cards, and we threw them in our pockets, brought them to school, and that's the way we traded them. We didn't condition and taking care of the cards were not a big deal to an 18 to 13-year-old. So that is why these cards, the corners are beat up, and I know that you guys generally know that. Getting cards in near mint to mint condition 8 or 9 or mint condition 9 or gem mint 10 in that era are impossible because these cards were played with, used, traded. I mean, we played with cards when we were kids, and that's why they are in this condition. I did pick up a collection a few weeks ago, and I actually, on a lot of the cards, I actually had to peel the dried rubber band off the back of the cards. The rubber band that was around the cards were dried out and basically adhered to themselves permanently to the cards, so I had to kind of peel them off the cards. So that is the condition I get these cards in. Usually they're in shoe boxes. The people that have these cards don't know anything about card collecting. That's why they have me sell them for them. And so they're not in the best condition when I get them anyways. So for someone to say when they get sent off to grading, they get looked at under a magnifying glass. Well, when I go through and I look, give you guys grades on what these cards are, what I determine them to be, I look at them underneath a magnifying glass, just like a grading company. I'm not a professional grader. It isn't my deal. I just go by the best estimate that I have based on what I know about the grading process that the companies go through. I don't consider myself a professional grader. I tell people when I put them up at auction, this is my best guess as far as what the condition is. I don't guarantee that this is what the condition is going to be. That is all stated up front, and everybody knows that. So without further ado, thanks for hearing me out. Just those comments kind of, I don't want to say got to me a little bit because I understand. Like I said in that video, if you go back and look at it from 1977 to 78, at the beginning of the video, I do handle the cards a fair amount, but they're not, I mean, I don't do anything. They weren't in any worse condition after the video than they were before the video was made. Let's put it that way. These cards were already well handled before they came into my possession and before I sell them. So with that being said, I'm going to run through these cards real quick and give you an idea as far as what the condition is and what the sale price is. And if you're interested in it, you guys can go on to the vintage card site on Facebook and go ahead and bid on them if you would choose to do so. So first up here, we got, I'll make sure and handle them very gently, is the 74 Highlights Aaron. I put this one in poor to very good 2. This one, book value on it is $15 to $30 or $20 to $30 in near mint condition. Again, not getting them in near mint. You do have rubber band marks on the edges here. The centering is probably 80-20. Top to bottom isn't too bad, probably 80-20 as well. The back is in good condition, so I'm going to have this one for sale for $2 if you're interested in this card. Like I said, a lot of kids had these cards in rubber bands when they were younger, and this is actually number 1. You can see number 1 right there in the set. And 1975 was known for this, for having it cut at an angle. You can see how the cut on the bottom and on the top is pretty much off, and this is pretty common through the 1975 set as we get into it. So again, this is number 1, so some kid or the person that owned these cards probably had this on the top of the stack because it was the number 1 card, so that's why you do have these rubber band marks here on the edge of the card. That's why it's in poor to very good condition. But it's too bad, because this would be, if you didn't put the rubber bands on here, probably, would probably be able to get $20 for this card, but, it's a $2 card. What are you going to do when you're 18 years old? You aren't thinking about what the condition is going to be on the cards when you're 60. Anyways, George Foster here. I've got this one in excellent and near mint. Really nice card, actually. You can see the corners are actually in good shape. But by the way, up front, I'm going to apologize to you guys for the lighting. The lighting is pretty poor. I'm in a hotel room up in northern Minnesota, so I'm not in my normal studio. So the lighting isn't the greatest, but it is what it is. It is what I got, and there you go. So George Foster here, I've got this one in excellent near mint condition. I've got this one for $3. You can see the corners are actually in pretty good shape. The surface is in really nice shape, and the back is in good shape too. The back is a little bit off center, left to right. Top to bottom is actually pretty good. Left to right is probably 80-20. But the front centering is actually pretty good, probably 60-40, I would say, left to right. Top to bottom is really nice, so really nice card for $3 on the George Foster. Next up, we got the 74 highlights again. Very good, excellent, with Nolan Ryan right there, and the no hitters hurled there in 1974. Steve Busby, Dick Bozeman, and Nolan Ryan. The corners are a little bit dinged up. With the 75s, you guys know with the colored borders, you're going to see any type of flaws when it comes to any type of edge damage at all. So you can see a little bit of edge damage here on the left side. But, you know, that is pretty common with these cards that you have with they aren't the normal plain white borders. So anytime you got colored borders, that's always going to be an issue. So I've got this one at $4 for this card as far as the starting bid price. Next up, we got the Willie Stargell. I've got this Willie Stargell in excellent to near mint condition for $6 for this card. Really, the centering is really nice, both top to bottom and left to right. The back is in good condition, actually pretty crisp condition. So an excellent card for $6 on Hall of Famer Willie Stargell. Beautiful card. Really, really nice. Steve Carlton is up next. Got him an excellent near mint as well for $5 for this card. Again, the centering is pretty good left to right. There's a little bit of I just noticed there's a little bit of an ink change right here on the right hand side. I don't know if that really means anything. The centering top to bottom is actually pretty good on the card, and the back is in good condition as well. So I've got this one currently listed for $5 for the Steve Carlton card for a starting bid price. Nice card, the Steve Carlton. Phil Niekro, I've got him at excellent condition. You can see I can't put it in a better condition. The corners are actually in really nice shape. Everything is in good shape, but the centering is off left to right. So I've got this one at a $5 for $2. The back is in good condition. It's just this whole left edge is in fairly rough condition, and that's another comment that a subscriber, I believe he was a subscriber, left the other day, is that if the centering is off that much left to right or top to bottom, then it shouldn't be a 4 or 5 or whatever. But again, generally what I know, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, if a card doesn't have any creases or major surface, or I shouldn't say any sort of surface flaws at all, then generally the grading condition begins at 4. So this one, because the corners are in decent shape and there isn't any other flaws besides the centering of the card, that's why I give it a 5 as far as the condition. If there was a gum stain on the back or some sort of an ink stain or misprint issue, then I would downgrade it a little bit. But other than the centering issue, there isn't really any other significant flaws on this card. So for $2 for a Phil Niekro, that is what we got. Dusty Baker, got this one in excellent to near mint for $5 for this card. Again, the centering is really nice on the card. You can see a little bit of chipping on the edge. The upper left a little bit rough, but other than that, not too bad of a card on the Dusty Baker card. So I've got this one at excellent to near mint for $5 on the card. And the back is in good condition, centered really well, except for a little bit off on the top to bottom, but other than that, not in bad condition. Rod Carew, got him an excellent 5, or I shouldn't say, I don't like to give numbers. We'll just call it excellent condition. I've got him for $6 for the Rod Carew card. Again, there's no creases on the card. The corners are in pretty decent shape, and the centering is actually not too bad, and the back is in good condition. So $5 on the $6 on the Rod Carew card. Rich Goose Gossage, I got him an excellent to near mint for $5. Again, the centering is probably 70-30. Left to right, top to bottom is actually pretty decent. The card doesn't have any major flaws on it. The corners are actually in pretty decent shape for a 75, and the back is in good condition. So that's why I've got this at excellent to near mint, and I got it at $5 as the starting bid price. Alrighty, I'm going to run through the 73s really quick. Sorry about that. I had to pause the video for a second to get kind of readjusted here. Alk line, I'm just running through these real quick because there's only a few of them. I've got the Alk line at very good to excellent condition for $3. You can see the centering on top to bottom is a little bit off. Corners aren't in bad shape. There's a little bit of a ding down here in the bottom left, and the back is in good condition. So $3 on the Alk line. The Steve Carlton card, you can see the centering is off pretty significantly left to right. So I would say 95.5 left to right. Top to bottom is probably 85.15, and the centering is off on the back as well. So I've got this one in very good condition for $2 on the Steve Carlton card. Bob Gibson, you can see the same type of thing. Basically no border on top at all. So I've got this one in very good condition for $4. Actually centering left to right isn't awful, 80-20, but just the missing the border on top is a major condition issue with the Bob Gibson card. So $4 on the Bob Gibson. Next up is Lou Brock. I've got him very good to excellent for. I've got him at a price of $2. Again, there's no creases on the card at all. Just, again, a centering issue that we have. Pretty typical in the 1973 cards. So that is the Lou Brock for $2. Philly Necro, I've got him at a very good to excellent condition. Just, again, because of the centering issue. So I got him at $2 for this card as well. All right, rolling to the 72s. Let me get in the right spot here. 72s. Okay. All right, the 72s. First up, we've got the home run leaders card, which is an excellent 5 condition. Actually, the centering is better in the 72s than it is the 73s. I don't know what the deal was with 73s, but in every collection that I've ever received for sale, the 73 series is always pretty rough as far as centering goes. Okay, so anyways, the home run leaders, I got this in an excellent 5 condition. You've got Reggie Jackson on there and Norm Cash. So this card I've got at $2 for the home run card. There's a little bit ding in the upper right hand corner, and obviously it has a little bit of a ding on the bottom left. But that is the only flaws that I see in this card. That is why I have excellent 5 for $2. Next up is the RBI leaders. We've got 2 Hall of Famers on here, Harmon Killebrew and Frank Robinson. I've got this card in excellent 5. Really nice centering, actually, both left to right. Top to bottom is probably 70 or 80-20. The back is in good condition, but I've got this one at $2 as well. Not a bad card with 2 Hall of Famers on it for $2. Next up is the ERA leaders. I got this one in excellent 5 condition as well. The centering is off a little bit top to bottom. Corners are actually in pretty decent shape, but we do have Hall of Famer Jim Palmer on there, and not quite Hall of Famer Vita Blue, but the back is in good condition as well. So that is the ERA leaders for $1. Tony Perez, got this one in excellent 5 condition just because the centering is off left to right. There's no creases on the card at all. Top to bottom is actually pretty decent, just the centering left to right is a little bit off. Really nice gloss on the front of the card. The back of the card is in good condition, so that's why I've got this one at $2 for that card. Jim Kitty Cott, got this one a very good 3. A lot of it is just a centering issue, both top to bottom and left to right. It is a miscut card, but there isn't any significant creases on the card at all. The back is in good condition. Again, the centering issue left to right, but other than that, it's just a miscut card. So that's why I've got this one at very good for $2. Tommy Seaver. I dropped that one. Okay, sorry about that. Tommy Seaver. It does have a crease issue, if I remember right. Yeah, a slight crease issue on the right-hand side. Let's see if I can kind of see it right there. So this card would be a $50 to $80 card, but I've got this one at very good condition for a whopping $5 for the Tom Seaver card. Centering is off a little bit left to right. Top to bottom actually isn't bad. And the back is in good condition other than the centering issue. And you can see a little bit of the crease right there in the bottom. So that is the issue with the Tom Seaver card. Bob Gibson, again, a centering issue, miscut issue, left to right. Top to bottom isn't too bad, but there is, you can see some creases on the card right there. Shine the light on a little bit. So it is creased up. I've got this one at very good condition for $4 for the Bob Gibson. Harmon Killebrew on the inaction card. I've got this one at very good plus 3.5. There is some fraying here on the edge. There's a slight, I don't even want to call it crease, but more of a, I don't even want to call it a wrinkle. I don't want to call it any really sort of flaw. But anyways, there's a little bit dinging in the upper right. Just a centering issue on this card, so that's why I've got this one at a 3.5. It does have this slight flaw here in the middle of the card, but it's not a significant issue. So $2 on the inaction Harmon Killebrew card. Next up, we got Oreo Rookies. I've got this one at very good, 3.5 for $3 on this card. Centering again is an issue. And I'm not going to sit here and point out every time we got centering issues because you guys can just see that. But this one does have a crease issue right here on the right-hand side. But other than that, it is not in bad condition. It is for $3. Roberto Clemente. I've got this one at very good plus 3.5. Does have a very small wrinkle down here in the bottom middle. But other than that, not a bad card. The centering is actually pretty good left to right and top to bottom. So I've got this one at $15 for the Roberto Clemente. The back is in good condition. I just wish it didn't have this little flaw here in the bottom middle, because then it would be significantly more. One of my favorite cards of all time is this card. So it's a really cool card. Yeah, I just like the Roberto Clemente cards in general. Reggie Jackson, I've got this one in very good condition. I've got this one at a 4 just because it doesn't have any wrinkles on it. You can see the miscuts and that type of thing. But I've got this one at $20 for the Reggie Jackson card. Probably a little bit overpriced. I might drop this one down to, let's say, 15. But just because of the centering issue on the card. Other than that, the corners are in really nice shape. Not a bad card other than just the centering issue. Steve Carlton, I've got him at excellent 5 for $3 on the Steve Carlton card. Centering is actually pretty good, left to right and top to bottom. The back is in good condition as well, other than a little bit of a centering issue on the back. So that's why I've got it at a 5 for $3. Not at a 5. I've got it at excellent condition. I keep mentioning the numbers. I don't want to mention the numbers. William McCovey got this one at very good, excellent condition for $5. It is a little bit off top to bottom, but the centering left to right isn't bad. The back is in good condition. So anyways, $5 on the William McCovey card. Joe Morgan got this one in very good condition for $2. You can see it does have a slight crease across the middle of the card. I don't know if you can see that or not. But other than that, not in bad shape. Centering is off left to right and top to bottom. It does have a wrinkle down here in the bottom of the card. So that's why I've got this one listed at $2 for the Joe Morgan card. Frankie Robinson, again, a 3 for $2. I don't know if this is water damage here on the top. I don't know if you can see that or not. You can see it kind of bubble up a little bit. But I've got this one, because of that, at a very good 3 for $2 on the card. Centering is off on top to bottom a little bit. Centering left to right isn't bad. But yeah, that is the Frank Robinson card. Red Sox rookie card, obviously with Carlton Fisk here, and the Cecil Cooper. We can never forget about Cecil Cooper on the 72 Carlton Fisk rookie card, because he was a really good player in his own right. But anyway, centering is an issue. Top to bottom, left to right isn't bad on this card. So I've got this card at very good to excellent for $10. Carl Yastrzemski, got this one at very good to excellent condition as well for $3. It really doesn't have any major issues other than a little bit of an edge damage, centering issue left to right, but other than that, not too bad on the Carl Yastrzemski for $3. Bill Mazeroski, got this one very good to excellent 4.5. Really haven't looked at this card deep dive, but you can see the centering top to bottom is fairly significantly off. So that's why it's at very good to excellent. I got this one at $6 on the Bill Mazeroski card. Al Kaline, again, very good to excellent. Not a bad card, left to right, top to bottom, not too bad. Does have a ding up here in the upper right-hand corner, but other than that, the rest of the corners are in decent shape, and the back is in good shape on the Al Kaline card. For, what do I got that one at? $5. Billy Martin, got this one at very good to excellent as well for $3. Just a centering issue, so that's why I've got this one down. Doesn't have any creases on the card. The back is off top to bottom or left to right. Other than that, that is what we got on the Billy Martin for $3. Ted Simmons, second year card. For the Ted Simmons, centering is actually pretty good. I got this one at excellent plus. Just because the centering is pretty good left to right. Top to bottom is a little bit off, like 80-20. The back is in good condition, so I've got this one for $5 for the Ted Williams card. Finally, the coup de grace is Nolan Ryan. Really nice Nolan Ryan card. Centering is a little bit off left to right. Top to bottom is a little bit off, probably 80-20 on both. No creases on the card. The card is in pretty nice shape. The back of the card is in good shape as well. So I've got this one at excellent condition for $60 on the Nolan Ryan card. Pretty sweet card. It is a really cool card. Anyways, that is those cards, and that is what I got tonight for the auction preview. So you guys can always leave comments down below if you guys have any feedback for me as far as the condition of these cards, and if you want to put down comments about the way I handle them, you can definitely do that. Would appreciate any type of feedback that you guys have when it comes to the auction previews that I do. I do have these Milton Bradley cards that I'll be doing an auction preview of next, and these ones will be going up for sale. These ones are really cool cards, game cards from 1968, I believe. So really cool cards on the Milton Bradley cards. See Norm Cash. I think I got all the big ones. There's Pete Rose right there. Actually, that Pete Rose is pretty sweet. Really nice. Look at the centering on that. No creases on the card. Pretty decent. You got your Willie Mays. I don't know what this one is in behind. Billy Williams. There's your Willie Mays card. Actually pretty nice on the Willie Mays. There's your Hank Aaron. Reggie Jackson. This would be actually considered his second rookie card because it is also a 1968 besides the 68 tops. And this is the only other 68 that was produced in the Reggie Jackson. Does have a little bit of perforation issue here, but that's pretty common with this. There's Roberto Clemente, Ernie Banks. So I'll be doing an auction preview of those next. So that gives you a little preview of what those cards are going to be. So anyways, guys, if you like this video, I know I've kind of gone on a little bit long here tonight, but if you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe. I would definitely appreciate any sort of feedback that you guys can leave for me. And what else we got coming up on the channel? I do have did buy a blaster box of Stadium Club, so I'll be doing, already actually do a video of that, so that one will be coming on the channel here pretty soon. I got the auction preview of the Milton Bradley cards, and also I've got a football collection I'm really excited to show you guys. So that is what we got. Again, thanks for tuning in tonight and checking us out, and we will talk at you guys later. Thanks, guys.